Hi everyone, it's Lindsay. I've got a super quick video for you today, and this is just making a card. I am using the new Crackerbox and Suzy Stamps medical line of stamps. Now, if you haven't seen this new release yet, I will leave a link to it down below in the description box. It's full of different healthcare sentiments and also images as well. Now, I am using the women nurse doctor scrub top. There's also more of a male looking one, but I am using the female looking one, and I am stamping that onto some white cardstock along with that little heart. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink to do my stamping since I am going to be coloring with alcohol markers. Now you can color your images any number of ways. You can watercolor, you can use colored pencils, OMS, you can use alcohol markers, pastels, whatever you have on hand that you want to color it with. I'm just using alcohol markers. Be sure you use a friendly black ink that goes along with your coloring medium. There's nothing worse than having that black ink bleed once you've done all this stamping. So I stamp those down, and then very quickly I am going to be coloring in my images with these Pro markers, the Parku markers. These are a very, very cheap alcohol marker. I have been testing them out to do a complete review on them. They were sent to me, just full disclosure. Um, but I do have the review coming soon. I am working on editing the video. Just it's been hard with my kids home and dealing with all of that and really just doing schooling is what we have been doing and trying to stay as busy as we can in our house. I'm going to go ahead and just color this in very quickly. Now I went ahead and colored the heart with two different reddish pink markers. And then for the scrub top, I'm using some teal, blues, almost on the green side, and just doing some very quick blending. Now I have found with these markers, they work best for me if I start with the dark and then go to the lightest. They don't bleed. Really, I haven't had any bleeding at all, to be quite honest. And I laid down a quite thick layer of this to really get that blending done. Now, I don't think I chose the best colors to blend together here, but I did make it work and I got it to blend perfectly fine. But in a larger area like this, I probably should have chosen colors closer together to do that. Now, I have found with these two, I have never really used the chisel tip of markers, but I have found that I actually like using them on these markers. And maybe I just never tried them on my other alcohol markers, but they work really well to blend out large areas like this. I also colored in just the little bits of or the little strips of fabric. I colored those in with the same colors that I used on the heart. Then I fussy cut right up to the stamped line. To give these a nice finished look, I like to go over all of my cut lines with a black marker. Now I'm not using an alcohol marker, I'm using a water-based marker, and that's so it doesn't absorb into the paper. Especially once it's cut on lines like this, it can really suck in that color, and then it makes your stamped lines look really wonky. So I like to use a water-based marker to go over my cut lines, no matter what kind of alcohol marker or what coloring medium I'm using. And I always do that after so it doesn't bleed or anything. Now to finish this card off, I'm keeping it super simple. I did a little bit of stenciling on the top of my card base with just a circle stencil, like a Swiss dot stencil, and some gray ink. Then I'm going to go ahead and attach my scrub top, and I also put the little heart onto the scrub top. I fussy cut that out too, and just pop that up with a little bit of dimensional adhesive right in the top left-hand corner of the scrub. Then I added more dimensional adhesive to the back of the scrub top and placed it down directly onto the card base. So that gives me a nice amount of dimension there. This will still go through the mail relatively easy. 2 layers is okay in certain areas as long as you're not doing 2 layers over the whole card. It goes through the mail pretty well. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a flag banner and stamp my sentiment onto that. I'm using the Real Life Superhero sentiment from that new release, and I'm stamping it down with VersaFine Claire and Nocturne, which is a really nice crisp black ink to finish off my sentiments. Then again, using dimensional adhesive to pop up that flag banner right on the bottom of the card base. And that completely finishes off the card. Really very, very simple card, but I love the way it turned out, and I got to use those markers a little bit more for a little bit more practice and just to see how I like them. That is going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, all the supplies I used are listed down in the description box below. Don't forget to check out that new release from Crackerbox and Suzy stamps with the medical stamps. They also released some more first responder stamps, so fire department, police department, those kind of things. I'll leave that link down below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy crafting.